Hello, my all dear students. Welcome to Business Studies classes for 12th standard. We are doing chapter number 7, that is directing, and we are doing lecture number 2. And in this lecture, we are going to learn about Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation and incentives by your Jerry sir. So, students, we are doing lecture number 2 of chapter number 7, that is directing. And today we are going to learn about Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation, and it is very important topic from exam point of view. So many eminent psychologists have propounded different motivational theories in order to facilitate the understanding about motivational phenomena. One of the most widely applied theory of motivation in practice is the Maslow's need hierarchy theory, which is considered fundamental to understanding of motivation. Actually, every employee is having some needs. Each employee, every employee, all employees having some needs. So if manager understand the need of the employees, so he can motivate him or her. So motivation is a psychological phenomena, and the needs of employees play a very important role in the motivation. So to understand the needs of human beings, we must learn Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So Maslow's need hierarchy theory, or you can say need or desire, is a very important element in the motivation, because the employees get motivated only for their needs. Okay, so under this we will learn about some sequences. As you can see here, I have made a triangle. Okay, pyramid also you can say, under which I have written some points. Okay, so these are what sequence which is given by whom? Abraham Maslow, under his Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Okay, so we have to read this in a sequence only. We have to follow this sequence from down to up. Okay, so first one is coming what? Psychological need. So first we have to pay attention on physiological needs. Sorry, not psychological, but it is called physiological needs. Many times we do mistakes in reading. So it seems like psycho, but it's not psycho, but it's what? Physiological needs. So under physiological needs, what comes? The basic needs. So basic needs are what? Food, cloth and shelter. So every human needs what? They have to fulfill their basic needs like food, their clothing and their shelter. When these things will be clear, or these things will be satisfied, these needs will be satisfied, then only people can think about other things. Okay, so this is the first one. Okay, so if a employee is having lacking of food, clothing or shelter, and if we are providing him or her these things, so it means we can motivate him for work. So he will self motivate that yes, my boss has done this much work for me, that he is providing me clothing, shelter also, and he is providing what? Good incentive to me, so that I can take my own house. So it encourage him or encourage her to do work for the good or benefit of the organization. Then come what's after physiological needs. When the physiological needs will be satisfied, then only what will happen? It will give rise to the safety and security needs, because human desires are never satisfied. So if these things are satisfied, so what will happen? Safety and security needs will take place. Okay, and remember, physiological needs can be satisfied by incentives, or you can say monetary incentives, which are related to the money, by giving him money incentives. Okay, now talk about safety and security needs. So it comes on second number after physiological needs. Physical security and economical security, 2 points are there: physical and economical security. So if we talk about physical security, so it comes like security from, or you can say safety from illness, okay, and safety from accident, fire, anything. These are comes under physical security. If you talk about economical security, so economical security means you should have sufficient fund for the future to meet all the physiological needs of future. So that is called what? Economical needs. Okay, economical security needs. So this safety and security comes in second number. So after satisfying this physiological needs, the employee is trying to satisfy these needs. Okay, remember this one. Then comes what? And remember, these needs can be satisfied also by monetary incentives. Monetary means related to money. Then comes what? Social needs or affiliation, or we can say what? Belonging needs. Now the word is coming belonging, so it means love, affection, companionship, friendship. When you're working in an environment, in organizations, so we are having what? Some friends which help us to work, and with while we are working with them, so our companionship can what? Build. So it helps sometimes that comparison converted into friendship also. So these things we need when we are working in a society. So we need what? Love, affections. These things makes us strong. Okay, they don't make us feel alone. And remember, these things can be you can say the find through teamwork. Okay, or you can say that manager can arrange what? Formal and informal get together, so that people can meet each other and they can build what? Friendships. So it will help the whom? The employee only. It will motivate him completely. So next one is comes what? Esteem needs. After satisfying these three needs, physiological needs, safety and security needs, and social needs, what happen? The people demand for the, or you can say employees demands for esteem needs. Now what is the meaning of esteem needs here? Actually the esteem needs relates to the self-respect. What? Self-respect for oneself and the prestige, or you can say status of self in the eyes of others. You can say goodwill or his image in the eyes of others. He want that everyone should praise him or her. Okay, he should have some goodwill, okay, in the eyes of others people. So satisfaction of esteem needs boost the morale of the employee and stimulates them for higher performance. Remember this one. If you want respect and recognition, so what you have to do? You have to do your work in a creative way and in a perfectionist manner. So then you can get what? So if you give high performance in your work, so you will get what? Respect from everyone. So these things will motivate the employee. In order to get this esteem needs, he or her has to work hard on his work, okay, on his skills. Okay, then he only get the esteem needs. So once he get the respect and recognition also in the company, so afterwards what arise? Self actualization needs. So according to Maslow, self actualization needs are the desires to become everything one is capable of becoming. You can become everything what you want to become. So achieving one's full potential, that is comes under self actualization need. So generally people work towards fulfillment of these needs only when their first four needs means physiological needs, safety and security needs, social needs, and esteem needs are fulfilled. Then only they come to this one need. What? Self actualization need. This is the last need, okay, topmost. So this need reflects the inner desire of individual for personal satisfaction. Okay, so these needs are the reasons for the motivation of for a employees. These needs are comes under Maslow's needs hierarchy theory. So I hope it is clear to you now. Okay, so we can move to our next topic. Our next topic is what? Incentives. So incentive can be defined as monetary, which is related to money, or non-monetary, which are not related to money, reward offered to the employees for contributing more efficiently. So incentive can be extra payment or something more than the regular salary or wages. So in short, we can say incentive means all measures which are used to motivate people to improve performances. Okay, so there are two types of incentives. First one is what? Financial incentives, and second one is what? Non-financial incentives. So financial incentives means related to the money. So first we'll talk about financial incentives. So let's see this one. Under this one, first one is coming what? Pay and allowance. Now pay allowance means regular increments in salary which comes in every year, and grant of allowance act as a good motivators. So these things act as a what? Good motivators. If you are paying a good salary to him, and every year after every year you're giving increment to the employees, and you're giving traveling allowance and driving allowance and many allowance to them, so what will happen? It will encourage him. Okay, it will encourage the employee that he should work for the organization's benefit more and more with full dedications, so that he will get more salary. Okay, then comes what? Profit sharing. Now what is the meaning of profit sharing here? So under profit sharing, the employees of the organization are provided a share in the profits of the organizations in order to encourage them for their efficient work. Okay, this approach is based on the belief that the success of an organization is a result of dedicated efforts of its employees. So that's why they are giving share in the profit. So more profit is there, so they will get more incentives. So it is also a motivator which helps the employees. Okay, next is coming what? co-partnership, or you can say stock option. So under co-partnership stock option scheme, the shares of the companies are offered at a set price to its employees, which is lower than the market price. This incentive is based on the belief that on being allotted the shares of the company, an employee is likely to develop a feeling of ownership, because he's sharing what? Shares of the company. So he's having feeling of ownership in the company, and this feeling motivate him to contribute wholeheartedly for the growth of the organization. Okay, then comes what next? Very common, bonus. What is there? Bonus. So as you know very well, what is bonus here? Maybe you have heard the scheme like Diwali bonus, Christmas bonus, New Year bonus, Eid bonus. These bonuses are given to the employees, especially on somewhat, you can say, festivals, and even sometimes when the employees achieve its targets in less time, so that time also bonus is given to the employee. It is other than the salary or wages. Okay, next is coming what? Commission. So commission is also familiar to you. So if we talk about commission, so under the sales department, generally the salespersons get the basic salary along with this commission on every sales order. So they are told that how much more units you will sell, more commission you will get on each unit selling. Okay, so we can say the income of the salesperson is directly linked with the efforts put in by them. So more order means more commission. So this is basically for, you can say, sales department mostly, but it applied other department also. Then comes what? Suggestion system. As a word is there, suggestion. So you can understand the word suggestion here. Actually, under suggestion system, the employees are given reward if the organization gains with the suggestion offered by the employees. Sometimes what happen, if an employee suggests a cost saving technique, what he suggests his boss that if you apply this idea, so we can reduce our cost. Okay, and if we reduce our cost, then we will get more profit. So if that idea will work, that suggestion will work, so that particular employees who has given that suggestion, he will get incentives from the boss as the amount of reward payment. Then comes what? Productivity linked with wage incentives. What is this? Productivity linked with wage incentives. So actually under this system, the remuneration, or you can salary of the employees correspond with their performances. Higher performance they will give, higher salary they will get. So the incentive systems may be adopted either at individual level or at a group level within the organization. This is called productivity linked with wage incentives. Then comes what? Retirement benefits. So retirement benefits, maybe you know very well, besides offering incentives to the employees when they are in service, it is equally important for an organization to offer useful benefits to the employees after their retirement, because after their retirement there is no source of earning. So that time he should get some benefits. The retirement benefits commonly offered by an enterprise includes provident fund, PF is known as, and then pension and gratuity. Then comes what? Perks, fringe benefits, or perquisites. So what is this? The term perquisites literally means a benefit which one enjoys or is entitled to on account of one's job or position. So under this incentive, the employees are offered perquisites and fringe benefits like housing facility, car allowance, reimbursement of medical expenses. It means if he's getting a treatment in a, you can say that hospital, so all the you can say payment will be given by the company. So that is comes under this one, fringe benefits or perquisites. Even that you can say that he's getting car from the company only. Okay, and even maybe his expenditure on his education of these children is given by the company only. So these the incentives are provided over and above the salary in order to motivate employees in any manner. Okay, so more you can say higher level of job you are having, higher perks you will enjoy. These are the, you can say, things or the points which are comes under 9 points which are comes under financial incentives. Now we will talk about non-financial incentives. So what is non-financial incentives? So we can say the incentives which cannot be calculated in terms of money are known as non-monetary incentives. Generally people working at high job positions, or you can say at high rank, get satisfied with non-monetary incentives only, because already they are getting good salary, they are in very high positions. So it means they need what? Non-financial incentives. These incentives are, first one is what? Status. So status refers to rank, authority, responsibility, recognition, prestige related to the job. So by offering higher status, or you can say higher rank, what happens? You can say that employees get their actualization and need active in them. This is comes under status. Then second is coming what? Organizational climate. Actually, organizations are different from each other on the basis of their organizational climate only. So what is the climate of organizations? So the climate of the organization depends upon the number of factors like individual autonomy granted to the employees at each level, parameters used for reward system, kind of concern and consideration shown towards the employees, approach to risk taking, etc. So these things are, or you can say, characteristics which influence the behavior of individuals in the organization. So by adopting a positive approach regarding these aspects, the managers can develop a better climate which ultimately motivate the employees. Okay, so this is kind of non-financial incentives only. Then next is coming what? Career advancement. So what is a career advancement? Actually, every individual aspires to reach greater heights in his career. No one wants to be remain in the same position which he has joined 20 years ago. He wants to get promotion in each step. So managers should initiate appropriate skill development programs so as to develop the competence of employees for higher level job, so that they can get chance to you can say to polish their skills. So a sound promotion policy, as I told you, promotion they want. So a sound promotion policy should be followed because promotion works as a tonic and encourages employees to exhibit improved performances. Then comes what? Job enrichment. So what is job enrichment? Actually, it means entrusting an employee's additional responsibility so as to add value to their experiences by enhancing their skills in performing challenging jobs. It means to give challenges to the employees and to give additional responsibilities more than his regular job. So job enrichment is concerned with designing jobs in manner that it offers greater variety of work content, requires higher level of knowledge and skill, gives the employees what? More autonomy and more responsibility, and provides opportunity for his personal growth and a meaningful work experiences. Then comes what? Employees recognition. So recognition refers to the act of acknowledging with a show of appreciation. So you have heard about certificate of appreciation. If a person is doing a good job, so we can do what thing? We can provide him or her a certificate of appreciation. So therefore every organization should adopt a suitable employee recognition program so as to activate its employees, motivate in the desired manner. Actually, a few of most commonly used techniques of employee recognitions, if we talk about, so they can be congratulating the employees for good performance, displaying on the notice board or in the company's newsletter about the achievement of employee, that like employee of the month, installing award or certificate for best performances, distributing mementos, compliments, or you can say like t-shirts in recognition of employee services. These things are work as for what? Motivation for the employee, as the employee recognition. Then comes what? Job security. It is very important. Actually, every employee wants his job to be secure. What? He wants his job as to be secure, because job security creates a sense of stability in the employees about the future in terms of both work and income also. Okay, so it relieves them, it gives a big relief from the related stress about the continuity of job, because whenever the person is doing a job, he is having a fear that he can be fired anytime. So if he get the job security, so it inspire him to or her to contribute more enthusiastically towards the realization of the organization goal. Okay, so job security. Then comes what? Employees participation. So what is employees participation here? Actually, it is a proven fact that encouraging employees participation in the process of decision making of the issues which relate to them is a very effective technique of motivation. So if we you can say include what? Employees, those who are good employees, in the what? In the committee, or you can say that some process of decision making, so what will happen? It will encourage them. Okay, because so and organizations may encourage the involvement of the employees in many ways, like by you can say forming of joint management committees. Okay, and you can say like work committees, canteen committees, etc, etc. So these things helps in the motivation for employee through the participation. Then comes at last employees empowerment. So empowerment means, actually what is empowerment means? It gives more autonomy, means more powers to the subordinates. Okay, So the practice of empowering employees makes people feel that their jobs are important. That's why they're getting this much powers. So it instills a feeling of trust and motivates the employees to contribute wholeheartedly towards the success of organization. So these are the things which comes under non-financial incentives. Today we have learned about incentives also. Okay.
At last, I just want to say be safe and God bless you all.